Now it's time for this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, I can proudly say I own the product of. And I also have a unboxing and review video coming out on my YouTube channel shortly, depending on when this podcast gets released, on one of the products that I have from this brand. So the brand is called Govee, and they are a smart home brand that is all about fun life experiences through their smart lighting and smart appliances. And I have the Govee light bars, which are basically sort of foot-long tall light bars that you can set next to your TV or in your living room or wherever you want. And they just have a variety of colors. You can connect to an app that they have, and you can sync these light bars and a variety of their lighting products with music or with movies. You can change the color of it. You can have multiple colors going. You can have all these really cool different effects. And my daughter absolutely loves the light bars. We set it to like music, and we'll have a dance party and do all that. So yes, I want you to stop and think, drink it in, of me having a dance party. Just stop and enjoy that moment. You're welcome. But they have a ton of really, really cool stuff. And they've got indoor light bars like I have. They've got TV lights, smart bulbs for lamps. They've got outdoor lights, ceiling and wall lights. They've got smart appliances like space heaters and water sensors and humidifiers. They've got holiday decor, really cool stuff. So if you're looking to add some fun to inside or outside, if you have kids and you kind of want to spice up, the TV area or any kind of room of your house, your kitchen, anywhere where you kind of want to set some ambiance with lighting, I really recommend checking out Govee. They have a ton of products, and they are awesome. Their website is us.govee.com. This week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is a software product that I have been using for probably 5 years now. I started using it at work, was given a login, and now I bought my own subscription, and I've been using it on my own as well for about a year. And the website is called Canva. And you've probably seen this come across your feed on social media or whatever. It's a website that a lot of creators and businesses use for content creation and for making Instagram posts and all of that kind of stuff. But I want to share with you why I think it's valuable, even though you might not be someone who's doing podcasts or YouTube videos or Instagram posts or whatever. And as a company, I work for a small company, and we use Canva because we're able to do things like make flyers and posters with it, which is really cool. And I've used it personally outside of work to do things like get family photos printed on canvas, or make a really cool Mother's Day card or a Valentine's Day card or a birthday card. Make custom t-shirts. You can make custom coffee mugs, business cards, all those kind of things. So I would consider taking a look at Canva. Canva.com is the website. They have different payment plans annually. It gives you different access to different features, but they just have an endless amount of templates and ideas for you to do anything from making for resumes, for PowerPoints, for flyers, anything you could possibly think of. So if you have a family, or even if you don't, if you're involved in things, if you've got kids in sports, if you're doing bake sales, if you're going to birthday parties, if you're a small business and you're looking for good ways to show information and share information, I really, really think it's a cool thing. It's really billed as like a content creator's website, but it's so much more than that. So I highly recommend you checking it out, canva.com. It has been one of the best investments I've ever made, and I use it all the time for the stuff I'm doing here with SID Media, but then also I've used it a million times for family things and for work things as well. So check it out, canva.com. This week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. All right, and now it's time for this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is Bentgo Stay Fresh Meal Container Products. Now, I recently discovered them because I was doing some major meal prep and stuff that I can throw in the freezer and just get way ahead on things, which I highly recommend doing, by the way. And I stumbled across this particular brand, Bentgo, and I was looking at just some storage containers. So they've got all sorts of things like meal prep containers, which I use. They can also be meal prep containers that have dividers in them, so you could have a protein and a green veg and a starch. There's other food storage containers that are different materials. They have special containers for salads and soups. They've got lunch boxes. They've got kids stuff. They've got glass and stainless. They even have bags that are designed to do stuff. A lot of really cool kids collection things, even water bottles, all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking to get rid of just the shitty Tupperware that you typically buy at the grocery store and want some better storage containers for your food, for your kids' food, packing kids' stuff for lunch, you taking things to work, you storing stuff in the freezer, I highly recommend Bentgo Stay Fresh. So this is this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And now it's time for this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is a product that I have been using for a couple of years and absolutely love it. And they are Vice Golf. And to be 100% transparent, the way that I just randomly stumbled upon these guys, and what really drew me to them initially was the fact that their golf balls were Vice. And that was enough for me because I am a huge Miami Vice fan, and for whatever reason, I have an affinity towards all things Florida, or all things Southern Florida. And I really was drawn towards that. But it turns out that I actually really like their products. They have really good golf balls and at a really excellent price. They do a whole bunch of stuff as far as different kinds of golf balls. They have accessories for golf bags and divot tools and golf gloves and all that kind of stuff. They even have a bunch of apparel with stuff, golf apparel. But they are really big to me on having high quality at a reasonable price. And if anybody does do any golfing, you will easily agree with me that whatever it is to golf, whether it's to play golf, to buy clubs, to buy golf balls, anything, everything's astronomical. Like everything is way more expensive than it should be. And that is a big barrier to entry for a lot of people. First of all, golf is a slow-paced game. You kind of have to have somebody that kind of grandfathers you into wanting to play golf and teach you and kind of get you going. And then everything is super expensive. I was looking at golf bags and they were like $500. I was like, kiss my ass. No, thank you. I'll keep the one that I have. But Vice Golf has a ton of stuff, the golf balls, the apparel, the accessories, and they are really slick looking. They have some really cool marketing. They're really good products and they're at a very affordable price. So if you have not seen them, vicegolf.com is the website. I highly recommend checking them out. They are this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. All right, and now it's time for this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is a service that I actually have been using for several months, and I have found it to be extremely beneficial. And I want to preface this with there might still be kind of a stigma or something associated with the idea of therapy or talking to someone that is a professional to help you work through things. And I had utilized a service like this years ago when my father passed away. And it's not that I so much felt as I, quote, needed it at the time, but I felt that it was a good idea to utilize because sometimes when you're in something, it's hard for you to recognize what you might need or where your deficiencies are or whatever. So I had an opportunity to utilize this service, and the service is called betterup.com, BetterUp, and they have a good About Us page that helps identify. So I'm going to read this. They talk about bringing the power of transformation to each and every person. Their mission is to help people everywhere live their lives with greater clarity, purpose, and passion. And they are the first human transformation platform that scales whole person behavioral change, integrating into your flow of work to boost organizational performance and measurability with behavioral science, analytics, and evidence-based coaching. We bring human transformation to organizations and self-actualization to people worldwide. I know that was a lot, but this is actually a service that work pays for, and it's focused on trying to help an employee grow. And a big part of how they grow, and the person that I have a chance to work with, the coach, is, hey, let's talk about you outside of work and see where some deficiencies are and where some opportunities for growth are. So I've spent the last several months working with this coach, and she's just wonderful. talking about a whole bunch of different things that are personal, professional, marriage related, family related, work related, all sorts of things. And I cannot advocate enough for being open-minded to working with someone as a coach in some form of therapy or some form of coaching or whatever. And just like people have no problem utilizing a personal trainer for fitness or a nutritionist for nutrition, well, why would you not use a coach with someone like BetterUp to help you with all of the other things? So betterup.com is the website, and they have an extensive service offering, and I highly recommend taking a closer look at this for businesses or for individuals. BetterUp.com, that is this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. All right, and now it's time for this week's sponsor, I Wish I Had. And boy, oh boy, does this just broadcast to the world, send out the bat signal to the world of how old I am getting. This week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, is Dr. Scholl's. Go ahead and laugh, I'll pause. Dr. Scholl's Plantar Fasciitis All-Day Pain Relief Orthotics Sole Inserts. Go ahead and laugh again. All right, so the reason that I stumbled upon these a couple of years ago was, as the name implies, I had considerable amount of pain with plantar fasciitis, or maybe it wasn't that, maybe it was just bad stretching and carrying too much weight on me, or doing workouts that I wasn't supposed to do, or whatever. However, I stumbled upon these after doing some research, and Dr. Scholl's, they make a ton of inserts, and you can find them anywhere. And there's different kinds of inserts for athletics, or for all day, or for women, or for men, or this or that. The one that I found was the Plantar Fasciitis All Day Pain Relief, and it really has a good amount of arch support and is super comfortable. So what I have done over time is purchase these to put in almost all of my shoes. So they go in my workout shoes and all the shoes that I would wear, just bumming around on a weekend or on a date night. And in a couple of semi-formal-ish pair of shoes, I've put them in and they've worked as well. I haven't found a way that they work in like a pair of like straight up dress shoes, but I have replaced virtually all of the insoles of my shoes with these. And what's convenient about it, the way that you do it, is you take your insole out of your current shoe and you kind of put them on top of each other like this, and then you just use a pair of scissors at home and you cut around to kind of trim the Dr. Scholl's one, the new one that's going in, and then you put the new one in, and that's it. But instantly, that can give your shoes new life. It really reduced the amount of pain that I had in my feet and my back and my knees, and I cannot recommend them enough for anybody. And especially if you're on your feet all day, or you're working a job where there's a lot of manual labor, or if you're doing workouts and maybe you're getting a little older and you want a little extra support, I think these are a fantastic way. So I actually have a link to them in the description of the podcast. It is an affiliate link for me through Amazon to be able to purchase these, which is where I have purchased them in the past. And they are called the Dr. Scholl's Plantar Fasciitis All-Day Pain Relief Orthotics. However, they also have a whole bunch of different types of insoles for different types of activity for men and women, like I said. So give them a try. This week's sponsor, I Wish I Had, Dr. Scholl's Plantar Fasciitis All-Day Pain Relief Orthotics.